Welcome to 5 Minute English Lessons with Jim. I am Jim, and thanks for having a look. In today's lesson, we will be talking about commonly used phrases that will help you explain things to people. All right? Maybe you're a teacher, or maybe you're giving a big presentation, or maybe you just have a friend who's not too bright and you're constantly needing to explain things to that person. Okay? So these phrases will help you do that. So let's begin. Let me explain. This is a common way of explaining something new. Okay? So let's say that you have a friend, Bob, who does not know how to use an escalator for some reason. Okay? So you say to Bob, you say, let me explain how an escalator works, Bob. You step onto the escalator, you stand there, and it goes up or down.
Some other ways of saying let me explain. Allow me to explain. Here's how it works. Let me break it down.
The reason for this is used to explain why something is happening, why something took place. For example, you're at work, you get a raise, your boss comes up, says, the reason for this raise is you are an excellent employee. Well, good for you. Or you get a raise on your paycheck. You don't know why. You ask your boss, excuse me, what's the reason for this raise? All right, bad question. Don't ask that just in case it was a mistake. In other words, in other words is used to explain something to someone, but in simpler terms. Okay? Maybe you're explaining something technical to someone, something complicated, and after the explanation, they're just looking at you, right? Confused. So, this is where you would say, in other words, and then give them a short, clear, simple explanation for what you just said. Airplanes take off using the principles of aerodynamics. When the pilot accelerates, the plane goes down the runway, the wings generate lift, which is the force that opposes gravity and allows the airplane to become airborne. In other words, the plane goes fast and it goes up.
Some other ways of saying, in other words, to put it another way, simply put, in layman's terms.
What I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is another way of providing more information to someone when they don't quite understand what you're saying. Okay? Let's say that you do not like your daughter's boyfriend, but you try to be delicate about it at first. She asks you, what do you think about Steve? You say, well, I think you're very young. I uh, I don't know if you should be in a serious relationship right now. And she says, but I love Steve. So then, you're right. You say, what I'm trying to say is, I don't like him, right? What I'm trying to say. Or let's say that someone is explaining something to you and you feel like they're not really being entirely direct with you. You sense that they are beating around the bush, right? So you want them to quicken it up. So you say, what are you trying to say here, Bob? The bottom line is, the bottom line is it's used to summarize the most important point or conclusion. It's generally used after a longer explanation is given. So perhaps you are in a sales meeting, you are giving a presentation, and you go on and on about this fancy new sales strategy, go into detail, and at the very end, you say, the bottom line is we need to increase sales in order to stay in business. And this new sales strategy will help us do that, right? Quick, concise explanation. The bottom line is, okay?
Some other ways of saying the bottom line is, in summary, to summarize, in short.
Well, that is it. I thought it was a pretty good lesson. Parts, anyway. If you liked it, please like and subscribe. If not, sorry to disappoint. And we will see you perhaps in the next lesson. Take care.